Welcome to the Müsic Show. If you're anything like me, then you're not only seeing the momentum that rock music has in the current music scene, but you're feeling it too. Now, this is a big departure from 2 years ago when rock as a genre was completely ignored and snubbed at the Grammys. But in 2019, bands like Dirty Honey and Slipknot topped rock Billboard mainstream charts everywhere. And this year, Ozzy Osbourne is ruling the world with top 10 positions in at least 7 different countries. My next guests, hard rockers Bloody Heels, hope to set a trailblaze themselves as their fiery new single Criminal Masterminds and album Ignite the Sky set for release. In this episode, episode 8, I'll interview these rockers from Latvia and learn more about the guys in the band, their music, and influences. And stay tuned to the very end of the show as the band and I create and share an awesome Spotify song playlist of some of our favorite rock songs from the decade that inspired them the most, the 1980s. This is the Müsic Show. I'm your host, Dimitri. Let's go. It's a pleasure to have with me today Vicky White, singer, and Gunn, bassist from the band Bloody Heels. Guys, nice to meet you.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, nice to
Hey,
meet you too. How's it going?
It's going good, man. So I'm just outside of Chicago here, and you guys are located out in Latvia, right?
yeah.
Yeah, in the capital, the Riga.
Basically, like, was it 8 hours away from you, like something like that?
Yeah,
Like it's 10 a.m. for you guys, right?
Yeah,
So
6
eight
p.m.
hours.
6 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So for those of you who don't know, Riga or Latvia is in the Baltic region of Northern Europe. And how
yeah.
has
Yeah,
how's the Corona pandemic affected your part of the world?
honestly, I think that Latvia is doing pretty good. We have less than 1,000 cases. Our neighbor countries, Estonia and Lithuania, they have, I think, more than 2,000. So yeah, that's a good thing. Everybody's taking this quite seriously here, but yeah, just we're trying to keep holding on.
I could say
Yeah,
like the basic things are the same for everyone, pretty much. Like everyone stays home and stuff. No one really does any like meetings or parties or something. Like the biggest meetings we do is like rehearsals or something. Like
You can rehearse here if that's like your job. Then you can like do
yeah,
rehearsals. So so yeah, we try to do a one rehearse in the week or something, just to be in the shape when
right,
when
of
all
course.
this ends.
so that's good. You guys can get together, but are you forced to like wear masks in public in general? Are you guys in a lockdown or in a
I
quarantine
think it
outside of?
depends on the person mostly. It's not that strict. It's not that
Yeah,
strict.
it's not like a law from the government to wear the
Right.
masks outside, but a lot of people wears them anyway, and the gloves, and so that's cool that people are responsible, and so
Now, you guys must have had some tours and some shows that have been postponed or delayed. Have they given you any time frame on when they're seeing things coming back up in that sense?
I think it's like hmm, is it fall or was it wiki?
yeah, well, all the gigs we were planned this spring and summer, they are canceled.
Yeah, so
Um,
basically returns in like maybe late fall, something like that.
In the fall?
yeah,
Yeah.
so we actually for now we don't have anything booked. Perhaps we're gonna do a live show on online, maybe a bit
Yeah,
later, maybe next month or something, or maybe this. It's May already, so maybe towards the May ends. But yeah, we're starting to talk about gigs in 2021. I already started to talk about some gigs in Finland. So yeah, but unfortunately no gigs are planned for now.
Okay. Well, other than that, I mean, you guys really do have a lot of good news and exciting news to share. I know you have an album, Ignite the Sky, scheduled to be released June 10th.
July 10th.
And
July.
it's coming out July 10th. Okay, I apologize.
Nah, it's good.
And your new single and video though did come out last week. So the song is called Criminal Masterminds. And I mean, both the song and the video are great. They're a lot of fun. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks that, because I think you guys got over 120,000 views in less than a week.
Yeah.
It's been a week now, like exactly a week ago, and 1 hour we released it. We released the video. So it's we have like a lot of great and kind words from people all over the world, and even Eddie Trunk tweeted about it, and he plays it on his show as well. So that's quite cool, you know, because I remember when I was young. I remember when I was young, I watched that metal show on VH1, and so we have a great response, and the numbers are pretty insane. I mean, in 1 week, that's our most popular music video on YouTube. Our Hungry for Love music video, which we released 6 years ago, just hit 1,000K views, and Criminal Masterminds hit 125,000 views in a week. So that's pretty insane for us. So we're pretty hyped about that, you know.
Yeah, it's an encouraging sign, and it's got to make you guys feel good about your new music.
Of course.
Speaking of, the song is heavier. You know, I've noticed in some of your previous work, it has your signature, you know, big chorus and the melodies, but it is heavier. Gunn, you're the newest member to the band. Were you a contributing influence to this new revamped sound?
Yes and no, I guess, because Harry, I think, really wanted to make something heavier for this album as well, and I just kind of let him and helped him with the chorus and everything. You know, like he had an idea, and I just kind of put my idea with the solo and everything, like the basis of the chorus and stuff. Like I kind of I come from more like a metal scene, so for me it was like it's not that heavy, but the guys were used to more like 80s music, but so Harry wanted, I think Harry really wanted to make something a little bit heavier. It was maybe at first we thought that okay, this is gonna sound really weird when we release like a song that's actually in a heavier tuning that's Slipknot, but
Sure.
but after all, it sounded out great. I think like it's not super heavy, but it's just more character. It has more like it has more juice, you know, like has more juice. Like that's what I think.
It's a little bit more dynamic too altogether. When did you guys begin that process? So the writing process for the record?
What was it? I think
honestly, we started to write the music even before Gunn joined the band, when Chris was in the band already. So basically we started to write the material when we released Through Mystery, our previous album. So yeah, it was a long way to get here. But I'm glad, and that's why the album will have and has such a big variety. And Criminal Masterminds are one of the heaviest songs on the album, but we still have their like more melodic and not that heavy songs on the album as well. So I mean, like in general, if there are people that are scared that there are not going to be like more melodic songs, then just wait the album and they're going to see that it's not the case. But I guess in general we became a bit more heavier when Gunn actually joined the band, because as he said, he comes from a bit more heavier background, and I guess it was what we needed, because clearly you can see on the views with this music video.
Absolutely. So what were some of your heavier influences there, Gunn, musically?
Well, for me, like one of my main go-to bands are definitely like Machine Head, Trivium, like basically all the albums, everything, like 24/7 for me. Not anymore.
What do you think of that new Trivium album? Came out 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I listened to a couple of songs, but it's really not my thing anymore, I guess. But I'm more into like Ember to Inferno, you know, from touring is like the old stuff. There's like true energy. I think, like, I don't know, like I fell for that. Same for Machine Head, I guess. Like, but the Blackening album from Machine Head, I think that's just an amazing album. It's just like
masterpiece.
Yeah, it's just a masterpiece. From first song to the last, I could just, I don't know, walk around and listen to all of it. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now you guys signed, so Vicky, I think it was January or February, you guys signed with Frontiers. And Frontiers, for those of you who don't know Frontiers music, whether in the past or present, they've been home to some legendary rock bands like, you know, Def Leppard, Journey, Whitesnake, and now LA Guns. How did that relation
also?
What's up? Which one?
Toto also.
Toto, yeah, absolutely.
Toto, yeah.
Yeah, and much more, and a lot of newer bands too now. How did that relationship develop to the point where you chose to sign with them?
Honestly, first of all, I was wrong in a few interviews. We signed with them actually last summer, and it was announced last fall, I think October or November, so something like that. But Frontiers was always on our radar. I mean, even when we were releasing True Mystery, we tried to contact them, but yeah, things didn't turn for that album as we wanted to. So we just thought, okay, we're gonna try to we're gonna keep making music, and we're gonna try with the next album. And gladly, last summer we shared emails with them, we contacted them, and yeah, they thought that album was good and they liked the band, so they signed us, and we're so happy that the album is gonna come out via Frontiers. It's really insane because a lot of the bands that I listen to are from Frontiers Rooster. I mean, one of my main influences are under the Frontiers Rooster, and yeah, and as you said, a lot of great new bands as well. So we're just stoked about all of this.
So yeah, we mentioned some of those bands affiliated with your label, but what does having representation with a label like Frontiers bring to the table?
I mean, well, I guess first of all is the exposure. They're gonna get us a much more wider exposure than we could have done by ourselves, because they are pretty known label nowadays. They're one of the, I guess, biggest rock labels, especially melodic hard rock labels in the world. So of course they have like all the other distributors and contacts and all the PR companies and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna say it again. We're just so stoked that they signed us, and that our music and our new album is gonna get into more people's houses and, you know, ears or something like that.
Yeah, and it's an encouraging sign, right? When we go back to the video and you can get that many views in less than a week.
Definitely.
Especially to this for this kind of music in like 2020, you know, it's not anymore like 89 or 76 or even 94, you know. So for the rock music, I think those are pretty great numbers for a new band, sure. Especially.
Yeah, well, I know here in the States, at least, you know, we've been feeling like this groundswell of momentum within the genre. For years, it's felt like the cards were stacked against guys like you, rock artists, metal artists. And it's encouraging to see a lot of new bands emerging and starting to have success. Now, I know like the Nordic countries and parts of Europe still have a big rock and metal presence, both homegrown and bands from here that like to go abroad and play. But what's the scene like currently in a place like Latvia?
Well, for us, it's really like it's a bit sad because no one. I wouldn't say no one, but there's really so little people listening to stuff like harder than the usual stuff they hear on the radio. You know, like everything is pretty much mainstream. I should tell, really. Like there's not too many rockers out here, I would say.
Well, in general, I'd say that first of all, we're quite small country. We have only like less than a 2 million population here. So in general, there's not that big scene. But yeah, for rock music, well, I guess if we do once in a while like a pub gig with like 200 people capacity, we can like full the house. But yeah, but it's the rock scene is not that big here, and that's one of the reasons why we try to go on the tours as much as we can. And the awesome thing is that Sweden and Finland is quite close to us, and yeah, the
Yeah.
rock scenes are there much bigger than here. I mean, I guess the main issue is just that we are a really small country, and there's no big market here. So you know,
Right.
so that's sad, but it is what it is. So hopefully we're gonna be the first hard rock band from Latvia to get exposure somewhere else. Like a bigger exposure. So that's we have few metal acts like metal. Like if you talk about like folk metal and black metal and pagan metal, we have a few acts that is known in Europe and they tour and something like that. But if we're talking about like more rock and roll and hard rock, like the music that we do, yeah, probably no one comes in mind, I think.
Right. Now, for those of you who don't know your band's history, you guys are fairly young. Like I think the band was formed in 2012. So, Vicky, how old were you at the time?
So I was 16, I think. I was uh I was almost 17, but I was still 16. And I
Yeah.
actually met the guys in 2011 October, I think. Yeah. And that's a funny story actually how I got into the band. But yeah, I was 16. Now I'm 24. I became 24 years old on March. So yeah, I I would say that the band started to really roll when Harry joined the band, and that was 2012 fall.
Okay, so 2012. So yeah, I mean, you guys obviously are seasoned enough now. You've been doing this for quite some time, but you're still so young. So in 2014, you released an EP. It's called Summer Nights. I'm assuming you toured a little bit for that, and then you went right into your next album through Mystery, which came out in 2017. And you did circle back to Chris Flint, who was your bass player and one of the original members, who then departed from the band. What was the reason for his departure?
Honestly, the main thing is Chris is really into art, so he graduated an art school, and now he's doing like this theater thing where he builds up the stages and how the stage will look on like theaters. So it was just a time for him to decide which way he wants to go, and so he decided to go with the art. But that's the main reason, I think. But the other reason is just that, yeah, like I guess me and Harry wanted to start to play a bit more different music. Well, it's not that different, of course, but a bit heavier and stuff. And Chris was not that into it, I guess. So it was like little small pieces, but the main thing is, yeah, just he decided to do the art thing and the theater thing and that kind of stuff. We're still great friends, and I love Chris. We all do, but yeah, I'm so glad that Gunn came at the band to the band at the right
Yeah,
time and the right place, because yeah, he did a hell of a job on the album, and it was a great chemistry right from the start, and yeah, and he gave us that thing that we needed, that maybe that little bit that heavier side.
yeah, it's a nice shot in the arm. How was that process like? Did you guys audition other bass players, or did you have a relationship with Chris already? I mean, with a Gun already?
Not really. I mean, well, as I said, it's a small country, so there's not that many options. And we have like this thing when we have the look on the stage, and we want like the hair and all that shit. But um, me and Gunn, we played in a cover band. That's how I knew him. So, and that's how we became friends at the first place. So we played in a cover band for a year, and on 2018, I think spring, Chris told us that he's going to leave the band after the Norway Rock Festival, which we did in 2008 July, I think. So we already knew for a few months that Chris is going to leave the band. So I guess, yeah, at that time we just try to look for other bassists and other options. And Gunn was actually the first one that came across our minds, and it was a no-brainer choice, to be honest.
Especially if you had a relationship already established. What type of a cover band were you guys in?
So we played like at parties and at that kind of places. We played lots of music, lots of 80s stuff, lots of 90s stuff. Like, for example, we played, I don't know, like what was like Michael Jackson. Then the next song is Bruno Mars. Then the third song is something else. You know, it was mixed, but it was still like a rock cover band. So it was just a thing to get a bit more money and just to have a fun, you know. So
yeah, who are some of your influences, Vicky?
you mean like vocally or like the band, like bands in general?
I guess vocally, who are some of your influences?
Well, I love Kip Winger. I love David Coverdale. I think the greatest singer of all time is Steve Perry from Journey. I just love his voice so much. When you listen to him, it feels like there's no pressure at all. That it's so easy to sing, and that's what the greats do. They're like jobs or things that they do that for other people it looks so easy. So yeah, there are a couple ones that from the band from bands that is not known that widely. For example, I love Jesse Damon from Silent Rage. Silent Rage was a band in the 80s that was signed by the Gene Simmons record company.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I love his vocals. I mean, there are so many singers that I admire and like that it's impossible to even name a few. So yeah.
Yeah. Now I had read something. I don't know if this is true or not, but we're talking about Latvia in your hometown. Did you guys play a show there in front of like 30,000 people?
Yeah, we did. It was not our gig. It was like our capital's anniversary, not anniversary, but like a birthday for our capital.
Yeah.
So and there's this like not a festival, but like where everybody goes by the river. We have like our town is in two sides. Like there's a river in between. So yeah, by the river there's like a big stage, and there was like a lot of people. So yeah, that's I guess that is the biggest show till this day that we have played. It was insane. It was so awesome, you know. Right at the moment where we started to play, I just realized, yeah, this is what I want to do, and hopefully one day we can do it like every day for that kind of for that many people. I mean.
Yeah, that's insane. It's like 5% of your town's population.
actually,
Basically,
like
yeah.
the thing about Latvia is we have like, I don't know, 1.9 million people living here now. Yeah. Like in the early 2000s, like 10 years ago, it was a bit more than 2 million people, but lots of people, because of the crisis and all that stuff, like we were at a bad place, economically talk. Did I said that right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
It was yeah, and so a lot of people moved to other countries and stuff. But the thing is, yeah, Riga is like, I think Riga has like 800,000 people living. So that means that the rest 800 or a bit more people lives in the countryside. So it's funny, yeah, that Riga is such a big city, and it's like it's really big city, but the rest of the country, yeah, it's there's a small population there.
Yeah, more than a third. Your city has more of a third the population than the entire country.
Yeah.
So obviously it's important for you guys to get out, right? You guys tour, you've toured Europe, you go to the Nordic countries, so Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, and obviously some of the Baltic states. Have you ever been to America?
No, unfortunately, not yet, at least, because it's so hard for European bands to go to USA. I mean, you have to have the working visa, I guess, to play shows. Even if you play the shows for free, you can't
Yeah.
go there as tourist and play gigs. Otherwise, you will get into trouble. So it's quite hard for European bands to go there, even especially for the smaller ones like us. There have a lot of money has to have to been put into it to go there. So but hopefully one day we'll go there. We have lots of people from USA that digs our music and likes the band and supports the band. So hopefully I really hope that one day we can go to US and play some killer shows to all
Yeah,
the
that'd be
people
great.
there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And you mentioned Eddie Trunk and that metal show, and man, there's such good exposure for a lot of those bands.
Definitely. I think I remember I read somewhere, or maybe I'm mistaken, but that Eddie Trunk really helped Avenged Sevenfold in the early days to get more exposure and something like that. But yeah, it's really awesome to see that like a lot of bigger names in the market are starting to recognize us and talking about us and playing our music. So baby steps. Yeah, US would be the dream. I mean, Harry has
Yeah,
been in Harry and our manager, the previous one. They were in LA a few years back, and they actually met like Desmond Child, and they were at like some kind of conference or something. So Harry was there. He was even on the Whiskey A Go Go stage, and they said that we can play there whenever we want. We just have to go there. I mean, fly there. But yeah. I mean, like it would be so awesome to play
it would
like
be.
gigs in the US.
Yeah, so you never been here at all then? You never stepped foot in the
Uh,
States?
no. Uh, I'm not. I think.
Well, Harry has, just not
Yeah,
us. Yeah.
Harry has. The rest of the guys, including me, we haven't been in the US yet. Well,
Yeah,
but I mean, I will go there someday, definitely. Well,
it's such a cool experience to, we talk about Whiskey A Go Go. If you can ever make the trip out there and just to play or just to visit and walk that strip there. So the Whiskey, the Roxy, go check out the
Yeah.
Rainbow Room. And
yeah,
they're all suffering
Troubadour.
right now. The Troubadours, yeah, that was in the news yesterday that they're looking to raise some money. They have a GoFundMe up because they don't know if they're going to survive this.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's so sad. I mean, it's one of the legendary places in LA and then on the Strip. So yeah, it's so sad, and I really hope that it's gonna survive. Because I think a few years back they closed the House of Blues there,
Yeah, yeah,
or so yeah, that's sad.
it is. It's sad, but I think you got to be positive, and I think during this downtime now, bands like you guys are just refining your tools, and hopefully we'll all come back with a vengeance at some point and bring back life to it.
Yeah,
You know,
hopefully.
now you have a ton of young artists who are influenced by the 80s in general, like, whether it's pop, alternative, rock, rap, thrash, metal. There's so many bands right now that are adding elements of that genre to their music. You guys are kind of being considered like a new breed of 80s arena rock style bands. Do you guys embrace that sort of label, or does it cause like, unnecessary pressure?
I'm gonna say it fast, and then I'm gonna let Gunn answer it. But
Yeah.
we had a live Q&A a few days ago on the Frontiers page, and they asked us the same thing. And I think that what we answered was we don't want the label to be like hair metal or glam metal or like that, or those labels for our band, but because we don't care about it, to be honest, that much. Of course, like a lot of influences comes from the 80s. I would be lying if I said that it wouldn't. But yeah, we just like to play music, and I mean, hard rock is good for us, or rock and roll is good for us. We just want to focus on the songs and making good music, and that's what matters for us, I guess. Our new bass guitarist, how is he feeling about this?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, guys. I just need more questions.
Okay, but yeah, just I guess for some people we are a hair metal band and like an 80s throwback. That's fine. It's their decision. It's up to them to decide. We just don't care about it that much, to be honest. Especially with the new album. Maybe the last album, I guess, yeah, we were like really into like 80s music, and I'm still are, but yeah, I guess with the True
I
Mystery
think
album, we tried to make an 87 album in 2017. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I never liked that label because when you break down 80s metal or 80s rock and you cut out all the the BS, it's just a bunch of bands combining what they loved: AC/DC, Aerosmith, and Led Zeppelin.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, and you can't go wrong with that. It's just bluesy, in your face, anthemic, hard charging rock, and it's just a
yeah.
winning recipe. I love it.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
On that note, considering we're probably all inspired by some of the music from that generation, I thought, or from that decade, I thought it would be fun if we can create a playlist of some of our favorite rock songs from the 80s. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, my favorite songs always change. It can be different in 5 minutes, but just whatever song that we liked for any personal reason. And we'll make a list of like 12 songs each, and we'll throw it on Spotify and we'll share it with the world.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to start off with, actually, I'm going to let, Vicky, I'm going to let you start off with this one. Okay. So you're going to go first.
Okay, so I have my list, but I don't know if it's in the like the right if it's the right set list for my songs. But anyways, I'm gonna start with the great band Winger, and the song is Under One Condition.
Nice. What album is
Yeah,
that off of?
it's from In the Heart of the Young. I really love Winger. Me and the drummer Gus, we really love Winger, and we're so happy even that we are like sharing the Frontiers Rooster with Winger, because yeah, we are such a fanboys about that band. I'm actually thinking about doing a Winger tattoo on my arm. So I
Oh,
really
wow.
love the band, and it's so sad that it was overlooked, like the second album, and the times were changing and all the beefs and butthead, but that album it's like, of course it's like a arena rock, and it has the 80s essence and everything, but it's actually like more a progressive album to me than
Yeah.
like
Well,
glam album or something like that.
yeah. And Kip Winger's, he's so talented, right? As a bassist, as a musician, as a singer.
I mean, he's genius. He's like doing now this like classical thing, and like it's insane. He's really like, he's like a great example for a great musician to be great musician. He's insane.
Yeah.
I wish that I would have like the glimpse of his talent in my body.
I'm sure you got it. All right, Gun, you're up.
I would probably choose something more from the bass parts, like for me it might be Mr. Big, Addicted to That Rush. The first the intro, it's like Billy Sheehan going crazy with the 3-finger technique.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's just like for me was insane at the beginning, but I actually started learning it, and I think I'm gonna stick to it like properly.
Yeah.
So the first song from Gun is Mr. Big, Addicted to the Rush.
Nice.
Rush.
And Billy Sheehan's a pretty good influence on you, right? For
It's
a bass
basically,
player.
I have two guys, like 3 or 4 years ago. I still was a bassist, like from 14 years old, I'm a bassist. But from like 3 or 4 years ago, when I actually, someone introduced me with Rush, and someone introduced me with Mr. Big, with Billy Sheehan, is crazy. Like, I mean, Geddy Lee and Billy Sheehan, they're just my idols, I think, basically. For bass guitar, definitely. I mean, these guys know how to rock, and they fucking know how to do it, like that.
Yeah,
That's what
they're insane.
Insane.
they're
Yep.
insane. the thing they do with their fingers is just like really. I mean, I'm not a blues guy. I'm not like sorry, but I'm not. But these guys can do some amazing stuff with rock music.
I mean, one thing is for sure, their wives are really happy, I think.
That's for sure.
That's for sure, right?
So is my girlfriend.
There you go. There you go. Well, speaking on that note, I'm going to go with Live Wire.
Live Wire.
Yeah, so that's going to be my
classic.
first one. Yeah, that's the ultimate garage rock, gutter punk song. Love it.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Dirt movie?
Of course.
Like,
I saw it on the day when it came out.
Yeah, me too.
I actually think that it was that year came a lot of like movies. Like the Queen movie came out, the biopics. I mean, like the Elton Johns. I think somebody else's. Actually, despite that Motley Crue is one of my favorite bands, I really enjoyed that movie, and I think that the Machine Gun Kelly, he was such a great Tommy Lee. And
yeah, he was perfect.
Well, the thing is, I've read both books, like the Heroin Diaries and the Dirt, and I know a lot more stuff that happened. So the only thing that I was sad about was that the movie was not longer.
Yeah, I agree. So, initially they wanted to have a theater release, and it just wasn't going to happen. The type of movie that they wanted made, which is the right way to tell the Motley story, is not going to work in the movie theaters. So I understood going to Netflix, but if you're going to go to Netflix, you almost don't need to make a movie. They could have made a series, because I agree they cut out a lot of it.
Yeah, that's completely true. Because first of all, I thought that I had a contract or something like with the bigger Hollywood like movie studios or something, but they switched to Netflix because they wanted to show the story properly and not like in a PG-13 version.
Right.
That's what I read. But I totally agree that they could have made like a 10 episodes series or something like that.
Right.
But of course, I guess the budget maybe was not allowing that, and so yeah.
Yeah, and I think had Netflix known the success the movie was going to have and the popularity, they probably would have done it now in hindsight. But hey, man, I'll take whatever we can get, right? It was great. And as a fan, having read the book too, I always want more, but it was still very good. I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, Vicky, you're up. Number 2.
So I'm gonna be probably the guy that chose more unknown bands.
Yeah,
I have a couple
that's what
ones,
this is all about.
bigger ones, but so there's this great band that was active from '89 till '92, I think. The band is called Saraya. They had like a girl lead singer, and the guitarist, I think he co-wrote a lot of songs on the Danger debut album.
Okay.
So yeah, the song is Saraya, and the band is Saraya, and the song is Queen of Sheba. Love that band, love their tones. By the way, Gun, you have to check the band because their bass tone is killer.
Okay, you send me that after the interview, yeah.
That's true, man. I'm gonna do that. So yeah, Saraya.
Hopefully they're awesome. Hopefully they're on Spotify.
They are. I actually put the list with songs that are on Spotify. So I already thought about that.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this is, to remind people of some great songs, but also to turn them on to some new stuff,
Yeah.
All right, Gun, you're up, buddy.
Yeah, well, I guess for me, if we're talking about nowadays, like the last 2 days, my dad bought a huge TV, and the first thing I thought, I'm not gonna watch a movie, I'm gonna watch a concert, and the concert I watched was like 94. What was it? It was Whitesnake somewhere. I don't remember where even, but it was Is This Love? That song is a killer. Shit. How can you make something as perfect as that? Me and Wiki were actually playing this song as a cover band, and I
Yeah, that
felt
cover band.
like I watch it, and I felt it when we were playing as well. Like, it's amazing. Like,
It's a magical
this
song.
song, the masterpiece, you know. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's an awesome song.
Next one, yeah.
Cool, good choice. All right,
Yeah.
yeah, great song. All right, I'm going to go with one of my favorite bands, and one of the bands that actually turned me on to music. Like 83, 84 is kind of when I started getting to music. I was just 7 years old, and it was all about Motley Crue. It was all about Rat. It was all about Metallica and Van Halen at the time. And this one's going to go to Rat. I had their EP on cassette. So their EP, which came out, before the Round and Round video. And it started off with the song. Yeah. I wish the song is on Spotify, because I would have done Sweet Cheater, because that was the first song on the EP and I loved it. I love the whole EP, but
love that.
I'm gonna go with,
love that song.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Back for More, which was reworked for their Out of the Cellar album. And it's actually on Spotify, so I can use it. So I'm gonna do Back for More by Rat.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm up, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's my turn now. So I'm gonna go with okay, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna go with some more known band. I'm gonna go with Warrant from their Cherry Pie album, and the song is called Song and Dance, man. Love that song.
Oh, nice. By the way, real quick, back to Rat. Did you guys see the Geico commercial with Rat?
Yeah, I saw it, and it was so funny. I laughed so hard. That was.
Yeah.
I was actually wondering why didn't they do that kind of like a commercial like years back? Well, maybe some other company or something, because it's one of the best commercials that has come out in the last years. It was really funny.
Yeah, it's great, and it's so good to see those guys getting some airtime again with their music, because it's well deserved.
Yeah, and I think actually we're talking about Warrant. That was my song and Dance, man. They actually were on some commercial at the last Super Bowl. Their music was playing, so that was
Heaven,
cool.
right?
Also,
yeah,
Heaven and other song was, I think, some other song, something
Oh
faster.
yeah.
I can't remember
Off
the
their
song.
first album. Yeah.
Yeah. Dirty Philly, Sticking Rich. The song was, or maybe
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
else.
a single. It wasn't a big hit, and I guess the director was a fan of the band and put the song on there. I just don't know the song.
Yeah, I think that the song was. Let me check. I think it was "So Damn Pretty." Should it be against the law? That was the song. Yeah.
That's the song. Yep, you're right.
So damn pretty, should it be against the law? That's
Yep.
a great song as well. Yeah.
All right, cool. Gun, you're up.
Yeah, well, this one Wiki will really not like, probably. He thinks this is like a bass and drum and bass like type of thing, like Rush YYZ. Whenever I bring it up, he's like, "Oh, fuck you guys, I hate this song."
No, but I
fucking love
there's
this
like
song, like the best song ever made, you know, like.
First of all, I respect Rush like hell of it.
Yeah.
I think that Red Barchette. What was the
that
song? Red Barchette, or what was the song?
Yeah.
Red Barchette.
I love that song, and I love that also. Do you remember that song from the '80s, Rush? What was the song? Something with time or something.
Yeah. Time stands still. Time stands
still. Yeah, I love that song. So, yeah, I guess Rush is a bit more like a drummer and bass guitarist music, but I really enjoy them anyways. So, and tons of respect to the greats and yeah.
But I mean, these guys, I just really like good bass guitars. You know, I guess that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. Great band. And I'm going to go with another band that was huge in the 80s and 70s, like Rush. I'm going to go with the Scorpions and Big City Nights.
Oh, nice. That's my favorite Scorpions songs, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good song, man. They're just feel-good music. It just puts me, it's so warm. Every song. I love every song. I love every album.
Yeah, that's an awesome song. So, okay, I guess it's my turn again. I'm going to go with Danger, Danger, Rock America. Love the debut album. It's such an awesome and melodic album. And yeah, Rock America. That's the song.
Rock Man.
Danger,
You got
Danger.
it. All right. And Gun, you're up.
Yeah, well, my one's gonna be Def Leppard Animal, because basically Wiki introduced me to Def Leppard. I must confess, I wasn't really a super 80s guy, but when he showed me the movie, remember Wiki, the low kind of
Yeah, the low budget one. Have you seen that?
low
Have you
budget,
seen
yeah.
the biopic for Def Leppard? It
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out I think in 2001 or something. It
Right.
was on VH1 actually. But I don't know. I still enjoy that movie. It's really a low budget movie, but
On it.
it's a great.
This
Yeah, but
this movie,
it's
like, it was like I saw it and I was like, this band is fucking awesome. I have to listen some more. And Animal is one of my favorite ever songs. I think, like, it doesn't get boring for me. Let's say
it's such
that.
a feel good song.
Yeah.
You go out, you put your shades on, and there's a sound outside, and you put Animal on your earphones, and it's just the vibe, man, the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah, I love that band's like mid-tempo stuff like that. I love like Photograph and Hysteria.
Yeah.
Those songs, yeah, they just feel good. Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna be on my list as well.
Awesome. There you go.
Def Leppard.
So I'm gonna go with Van Halen for my fourth pick, and I'm not gonna do so. 1984 was my first album of Van Halen. That's with Hot for Teacher, Panama Jump, some classics. But I'm gonna throw a curveball here, and I'm gonna go with their first song off their Sammy Hagar album, "Good Enough." Off of the
Nice.
5150 album. Yeah, that song is just killer, man. When it comes, and Sammy Hagar just did his band, they did an isolation jam on Twitter, and they released a cover of that song, "Good Enough." And it was great, man. It made me feel like I was 9 years old all over again.
Are you Team Hagar or are you Team Roth?
You know what? I got into Van Halen in 1984. And it's a funny story because by the time I was like all into them, they were over. So I didn't know anything about 70s Van Halen. All I knew was that album and I loved it. But then I heard David Lee Roth was going to be making new music and Van Halen was going to bring in a new singer. And I didn't know anything about Sammy Hagar's history. Again, I was 8 or 9 years old. In 1984, when you're 8 years old, I didn't care about 1981 or 1978. I only cared about what was taking place right then. And when I got 5150 and that song came on and I hear like, "Hello, baby," and the guitar wail, and then I was hooked. And so, what Van Halen did in the rest of the 80s with Van Hagar is amazing. So I see them as two different bands. And
Me too.
I love them both. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't said it better. It's the same for me. I love both versions of Van Halen. Okay, that being said, I'm gonna go with the band called Giant. Another great band, and sadly, I guess it was overlooked and didn't get that much exposure. I think the singer and the main guitarist is now a big producer for films, movies, and some other kind of music. But yeah, the song is called "I'll Be There When It's Over," and the band is Giant.
Giant. Okay. Cool. I'll have to check that out. Yep.
Yeah. You definitely should. There's I really wanted to put more less known bands on this list.
Sure. Yeah, I know the band.
Of course,
I'm not familiar with their music.
I mean, of course, still the biggest bands that has an influence on me is Motley, Rat, Doc, and what else? All those kind of bands, Bon Jovi, but I really enjoy a lot of less unknown bands from that era as well. So
cool. All right.
Okay.
Gun, you're up.
Next one for me, I guess it's a Motley Crue, Looks That Kill.
Nice.
This one's actually for me was quite new as well. Like I said, I wasn't into the 80s music that much before, but when I actually saw like when I actually listened to this song, it was like the fucking riff. I don't know, like something just struck into me, and I could listen to this song like whole day through. Like
Yeah, you just want to punch in the wall, you know.
You know, like something like, I don't know, something about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's killer.
Yeah,
If you guys
that's enough.
go back and listen to the first episode of this podcast, I'm talking about that album. That album is amazing, and that I
Killer.
called that the
A
ultimate
killer.
pedal to the metal song. Yeah, and that song is what really helped launch the entire scene, because they got a lot of big commercial success on MTV at the time with that, and I feel like it was maybe one of the things that helped convert MTV into more of a rock music video station. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm going to go with another guy who toured with Motley Crue on that tour, and that's Ozzy Osbourne. Probably my favorite.
Nice.
You know, if I had to pick a favorite artist of all time, it's him, just because he's like the soundtrack to my life. He's been in every stage. You know, even today, his new album is great. And I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go with "Shot in the Dark" off the Ultimate Sin album.
I wanted to put that on the list as well, but yeah. I love Ultimate Sin. That album is so great.
Yeah,
like
it's
Ozzy, I had like killer guitarists. I mean, I love J.K. Lee. I love Zach. Well, of
Randy
course,
Rhodes.
Randy. Yeah. So,
They're all
but
great,
okay. So then I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Van Halen and the Hager era as well. I'm gonna go with Pound Cake.
Nice.
Yeah, love that song.
Great. Throwing a little power drill.
Yeah. It just gets you going, that song.
Yeah.
All right,
Gunn, you're up.
Yeah, well, for me, next one's a bit of a like romantic stuff.
nice.
Mr. Big, Anything for You. Like I think this song has made me like, I could drive in a car and just like put on the song and just like watch out the window, and just like, this is fucking amazing, you know. Like I don't know, I just love this song as well. Like,
yeah,
it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember I was listening to that song a lot on the last tour. It was
we were listening as well. Actually, the drummer, like Gus, introduced me to this song, and I kind of got stuck to it. I didn't think it was that good before, but now I realize it's really cool. It's really cool.
Now, I think Mr. Big, are they still on your label? They're on Frontiers, right?
They are, but I don't know honestly what is happening to the band now, because Pat Torpey passed away. I'm really hoping that they're gonna release a new album, but yeah, honestly, I haven't read anything about Mr. Big that lately, but I think they are definitely on the label.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, my sixth pick is going to be Cinderella with Shake Me. And that's a band who I didn't really, you know, at the time, I wasn't really too into Cinderella in the 80s. I knew all their songs, all their singles were everywhere. And I liked them, but I didn't really dive into their albums until like, you know, years later. And man, those first three albums are killer. Tom Kiefer's an amazing songwriter, guitarist, vocalist. He made an album out last year called Rise. Check it out. It's a solo album by him. It's great. And that song is great. Shake Me by Cinderella.
Yeah, no, I mean, it sometimes even feels like the Cinderella was more like a blues band than like a hard rock band, you know? They had such a big like blues influence. Yeah, Cinderella is awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so it's my turn again, I guess. So I'm gonna go with the band called Geoffria, and the song is Out of the Blue. It was Greg's Geoffria, I guess, band. He was the keyboard player in the 70s band called Angel, and later on the Geoffria became the band called House of Lords. But yeah, Geofree Out of the Blue. Awesome song. It has such a great vibe to it.
Sweet, I'll check it out.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Yeah. All right, Gun, you're up.
Yeah, my next pick is a really great song. Let's say that Wiki kind of put it in my mouth. I don't know. It sounds weird.
I know about which song you're talking about.
Which one?
You're talking about "Blind Revolution Mad" by
Shit,
Winger, right?
Yes. Yeah, this is like Winger Blind Revolution Mad. This is like Kip Winger is a fucking genius, I have to say. Like when I saw like the making of it, stuff like that, like he's truly like, I think he just has a true feeling for rock music, you know. Like he understands so much things. He could not play rock music. He could do something else, you know, like play like I don't know what the fuck he does. I don't know, but
I don't know actually, Gun, if you
I
know
mean,
this, but like last years, Kip is doing this classical thing. So he's writing music for ballets and orchestras and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'd heard about that.
That's exactly what. But
I think it was actually like Grammy nominated.
He loves it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's just so weird. It's just so awesome. Yeah, that people from usually from that write symphonies and stuff like that. They think rock music is just shit, or not even shit. I'm not gonna say that, but they don't really appreciate it. But then there's like Kip, which he knows how to do both things, and he's like, yeah, this is my shit, and he writes fucking Blind Revolution, you know, like this. It's fucking insane. I love it.
Yeah,
it's great. It's good that he can get recognition too 30 years later. So that's great.
Yeah, no, I think that his classical album, it was actually Grammy nominated, so that's awesome. Right. I mean, like, what can you say about that, Beavis and Butthead?
That's all. All right, I'm going to go for my 7th pick with The Cult and Love Removal Machine.
Nice.
I love the albums, the Love album. I love Electric and Sonic Temple. There's too many songs to list by them. For whatever reason today, I picked Love Removal Machine. That's my pick.
Awesome. I was just like listening to The Cult again like a week ago. All their discography. Love The Cult as well. Such an awesome, good feeling music to
I think I have to more to The Cult, I guess. You have to show me, Wiki. Because I'm not.
Their first album was like a rock / like new wave influenced or something. Am I like saying it right? How do you?
Yeah, no, you're right. And I so in the 80s, Electric and Sonic Temple I was more familiar with. It wasn't until
Electric was like Electric to me. Sorry, it's more like an AC/DC actually album. And
exactly.
The first one is like that new wave stuff. And the Sonic Temple, which has this like great production. Was it made with Bob Rock or something? I think maybe.
I don't know if Bob Rock did that. He might have, but I know. So those are albums I was familiar with. And around the 2000s, I got into the Love album, and that was a little different. Like you said, a little new wave. Still had some of the elements in there. It was transitioning into rock. That album is so nobody knows about it. It's underrated, but it's amazing. So that's a good place to start.
It was produced by Bob Rock. I just checked. Yeah.
There you go. So he
Sonic Temple one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess my favorite album is Sonic Temple because they mixed both albums, the Love album and Electric, like they mashed it together and Sonic Temple came out, and that's an awesome album. All 3 albums are awesome, definitely.
Yeah,
great
that makes
choice.
sense.
Great choice.
That does have Bob Rock's kind of signature sound. Now that you think about it, those hits on there are huge.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go I'm gonna go with a band called Strange Ways. It's more like an AOR band, and the song is called Danger in Your Eyes. So that's an awesome song. I think that the singer was actually auditioned for Deep Purple in the late 80s or early 90s. But yeah, I guess it didn't work out. All the band is, I think, from England, but the singer is from US. So
Okay.
Strange Ways, and the song is Danger in Your Eyes.
Awesome. All right, Gun, you're up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, next one I guess is gonna be same band as before. Not before, but like Rush, Xanadu. You know Xanadu?
Yeah.
Of course.
I think this one is like a killer. I think it's just like it's not that aggressive. It's like really calm, but at the end it gets like really rough, and I don't know. I just love it. Yeah, same
Cool.
as every Rush song basically for me. But it's just like kind of magical. I think that's the word. Like like it gets on the drums and everything. It's kind of magical. This song is magical for me. Yeah.
Awesome, man. We'll add it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little stripped down on this one. It's live. It's acoustic. It's Guns N' Roses. You're Crazy, but off of the Lies album.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a great version.
Squeaky goes nice.
Yeah. They showed, I listened to that album a lot because, they proved that they could not only rip your face off like they could on Appetite, but then they could just strip it down and unplug it and do the same thing. And that version is great.
So honestly, I'm gonna come out about Guns N' Roses. So probably a few people gonna hate more me about this, but I always love Guns N' Roses' attitude and their stage presence and all their, don't mess with us, all that attitude. And I have like songs that I love from them, but to be honest, I've never been into them as much as like other people. Like Harry loves Guns N' Roses, and obviously you do as well. But I guess like if you would have me to choose between Motley and Guns N' Roses, I would like say miles away Motley Crue. So
Yeah.
never been into them that much, but still love them.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to compare the bands. If you think back, it's hard to, and it's crazy to think like Motley Crue put out 4 albums before Guns N' Roses had their first. So, I grew up really with a history of Motley Crue, even though I was young, because I had those 4 albums under my belt. And then when Guns N' Roses came, Motley were still my favorites, but they were a breath of fresh air because in between those albums, the scene got a little bit diluted, a little bit commercialized, and Guns N' Roses really helped bring it back to the street level, a little bit more grimy and dirty and
more punk and like rock and roll.
More rock and roll punk. So it was refreshing in that sense. So yeah, I mean it's just music, right? We all have our own likes and tastes, and there's no right or wrong.
Well, then here's my pick. Just talked about it. It's Motley Crue, Wild Side.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's like it has like such an awesome energy to the song and music video, all that, like dangerous spirit to that song, and I love that song so much.
Another song that was left off of the movie, right? I can't believe it wasn't in the movie.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. And I really what the thing about Motley is that I love so much is that every album has like a different vibe to it, and like there's still Motley, but I mean Too Fast for Love was more like punk-ish, and then came like Shot at the Devil, which was more like heavy metal stuff, like shock rock-ish. Then came like the Girls album, which was like Theater of Pain, which was more like glam album. Then came out like the Girls album, which was more bluesier, and then the great Dr. Feelgood album, which like
another Bob Rock,
another Bob Rock masterpiece. And if I'm correct, then I think that Metallica guys heard the Dr. Feelgood album and loved the songs and production, and they hired the Bob Rock for the Black album, right?
Yeah, that's the story. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, Motley Crue, Wild Side.
Awesome, good choice.
Okay, Gun, you're up. 10. 9,
Yeah.
8.
Not that heavy, definitely. Fucking love it, but not that heavy. Let's say Duran Duran, Ordinary World.
Oh, great song.
Yeah, that's an awesome song.
This
It was
song that me and Ricky, we have a special relationship to this song.
Oh my god.
It's just us two on the stage, you know, basically, and we have played it in front of fucking hundreds of people, I would say.
I remember. Well, I barely remember that we did it at the Guns brothers' wedding. This song, like nearly
Yeah.
well, I think towards the morning. So I can
Yeah.
nearly remember it. I don't want to see the footage, like never, you know, because we were in that like strain minded, and it was
you
like
don't
6
need
a.m. or
it.
something.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
But it was
experience,
funny.
you know. Like,
I'm sure that video's gonna circle up sometime, right?
no,
No. I will kill his brother. I will kill his brother.
but
By the way, the fun
basically,
story with
the song is like I don't know, like for me and I think for him as well. It's just like it's such a good song. Like, it's just made properly. It's just like, is this love? Like from my side,
yeah,
it's
it's a
so good.
masterpiece.
It's just a
And
masterpiece.
honestly,
So, like, you
when I
can't
read
really pick on it, like, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right.
when I read about that song, it was the Duran guys said that it actually kind of saved their career in the 90s. I think the song already came out in 90s. It was 92 or something. But it has like this awesome 80s feel though. But yeah, they said that song kind of saved their career in the 90s, you know, as the music was really changing and stuff. But that's like a really magical song. I think it was like one of the most listened songs on Spotify for my Spotify
Really
2019
is.
and 18.
That really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song, and there's a lot of cool new bands who are covering it all across the spectrum. You know, alternative bands and rock bands, and it's just a great song. Classic, good choice.
Yeah. Okay, I think you're
All
right.
right, I'm gonna go back to another Frontiers band and other LA dudes. We got to go LA Guns. First song, first album, No Mercy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love
I
that
think they
song.
actually released a new song
Wiki.
last night or something.
They
Can I
did.
ask?
It's called "Let You Down," and it is killer. Check it out if you haven't heard
Yeah,
it. It
and
is
and,
so
and
good.
the LA Guns guitarist, not Tracy Guns, but the other one, Ace, I
Ace
think
Johnson. Yeah.
his name was. Yeah, he liked the tweet about us, the Eddie Trunks tweet. He liked it,
Yeah.
so that was cool.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
so
Man.
he knows about us. That's cool.
That's got to be a good feeling. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool. Yeah, but check out that song "Let You Down." It's like a slow driving shot to the arm. It's really powerful. I love it.
Yeah.
definitely will.
And,
Okay,
all right.
so my choice. Well, this next one is actually one of my favorite bands. It's like not that big as well, and it was under the Gene Simmons label as well. Wait, or did I said it? Did I say the song? Did I say Silent Rage, or did I didn't? I
So
don't think so.
No.
Anyways, yeah, the song is called Silent Rage. Sorry, the band is called Silent Rage, and the song is I Wanna Feel It. That album is so great. I love it so much. And if we're talking about vocally, that Jesse Damon is one of my like main influences. He has like this raspy kind of smoky voice when he sings low, but yeah, when he goes up, he has like this really powerful voice. So you guys definitely should check that album out. And this song, they're just awesome. I really love it.
Cool, man.
yeah.
All right, Gun, you're up.
Yeah. Well, next one for me. Probably a classic, I guess. Classic for everyone. Bryan Adams, Run to You.
All right, cool.
This one, same as before. I said, man, we have played, and and it actually, like, when you actually play it, when like it's different when you listen to it, but when you actually play it for once for an audience, it just gets different. Yeah, you think of the song different, and it's
Yeah.
really not. It's a really good song. It's actually a really good song. Like
Yeah, that's awesome.
star
The whole
parts.
album is actually awesome.
He had some good songs early on there. Cut Like a Knife and Run to You and Summer of '69.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it, it seems like cliche or something. I don't know, maybe, but actually, it gets together and it's just in the right position. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, very well said. Yep.
yeah.
I have actually a fun story about Brian Adams. Me and Gus. So I've seen Brian Adams live two
This was
times.
funny. This was funny.
Yeah.
And the second time, well, the first time I was there with my mom. Of course, my mom, like every
You
mom,
can't
loves
help
Brian
it.
Adams, I think.
This is
But
illegal.
but sorry, Brian. But anyways, the second gig that he did in Riga was that album, actually, the Reckless album, I think it was called, right? The Reckless album. So it was the 30th anniversary, and so he did the world tour. So he came back to Riga. Now remember, I didn't have like tickets, but I have this like friend, so he was like a festival organizer, and he knew somebody from the crew, and so he said that they have like this yellow like tickets, not like tickets, but that goes around your wrist,
Yeah, like a
like
wristband. Yep.
well,
Like a
wristband, yeah.
VIP band. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, like, I have tons of it that's left from my festival. So he was like, you can take as much as you want. And me and Gus, we were like, oh, okay, we're gonna try it. So we took the wristbands, and so we went to the arena. We're like, where do we have to go in? So we thought, of course, we can't go in to the normal like entrance. So we went to the VIP and like the crew entrance, and yeah, there was a security guy. We went in, and he was like, show me your wristbands. So we were like, yeah, this one's. He was like, yeah, all good, you can go in. So we went in, and then we didn't know where we can like go and sit, because there are like security guards on like the arenas, like different like sector entrances as well.
Yeah.
So anyways, I met the guy that was on the crew. He was like, because he had like of course he has like his crew that like that tours with him, but I guess for like some gigs, like they hire like more people to help build the stage, and it's the local ones. So I met the guy, and then we just went to the side of the stage, and we watched like the Reckless album like in whole, and the Brian Adams show. So sorry, Brian, if you're listening to this about that. But still, I think that you're pretty set and you're doing fine. So I guess you're not gonna be so angry about two dudes like
I don't
like
care.
getting into your show for free. But yeah, that was funny.
That's awesome. Great story.
Yeah.
How was the show?
It was killer. And as I said, the Reckless album, where the summer of '69 and all that, those songs come from, like he did it in the whole, because it was its anniversary, like somebody, and the one with Tina Turner, It's Only Love. I love that song as well. So yeah, it was great. It was an awesome show. But
that's awesome.
In my defense, I paid for the first show that I was with my mom with. So okay, I'm not that bad.
You made up for it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go next. So I'm gonna go with Aerosmith and a song off their Pump album, Fine, Fine. And same thing, man. In the 80s, it was like, oh, you had the older kids telling you like, oh, you don't know Aerosmith. Aerosmith was in the 70s. This stuff sucks. You know what? It's Aerosmith, it's Van Halen, it's Metallica for who's the best American rock band of all time.
Yeah.
And for me, it's Aerosmith because they do it every decade. And in the 80s, you take that song, I'll put it up against anything. It was killer. It was great. So Aerosmith, Fine.
Yeah, Aerosmith actually is like one of those bands that has been like successful in like
Come on.
every decade.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Like they
all
have
great.
hits
It's
from
different.
every decade.
Yeah, and they've evolved. It's changed. I don't mind it. It's all good. It's all great.
Yeah. Okay,
All
Gun,
right,
I
Vicky,
think. Wait. It's me. Sorry.
No, it's
So, how
me.
many songs we have left? Nights.
so we have two left.
Yeah, I
Two
This
think
is
I
left.
your
was
this is
actually, Gun. I was actually talking about your song, "The Run to You." So I
One.
think it's my turn now. You
yeah
have one? Yeah.
so,
No, you have two left. I think.
yeah. Vicky, you have we each have two left. So
Yeah, and Gun
Uh,
has two left as well. I think. Yeah. I see your
right.
list, Gun, as well. So.
oh, no, I
Okay,
know.
so I'm gonna go with a band called Bangalore Choir. The
Oh
song
yeah,
is Loaded Gun. The singer David Reese before this band was in a band called Accept, which is a German like heavy metal band, but he's from
yeah,
the
great band.
States. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with his next project, which was called Bangalore Choir, and the song is Loaded Gun. By the way,
Yeah.
young Jared Leto, the from 30 Seconds to Mars, the actor, was at that music video. It was released, I think, in 1990. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, cool.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Loaded Gun, Bangalore Choir.
Okay, cool. I'll add that. All right, and Gun, it's your turn.
Yeah, well, basically nothing much left for me. I'm going for the only reason why I picked the song, to be honest, is just to see my guitarist Harry Rivers being so happy and walking around and dancing in his apartment on Dancing in the Dark, Bruce Springsteen. It's just so funny, like Bruce
The
Springsteen
boss.
Dark. It's just so funny. Like
and
he's
a young Courtney Cox in that video.
Yeah, yeah, and lots of people don't know it. They think that it's like a random like girl dancing, right? But
Right,
it's,
great song.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love that album.
it's a
it's a
good
great
song.
album.
It's a good song. It really is. It really is.
Yeah. All right, and then
Yeah, it was really good.
I'm gonna go with Jane's Addiction. They're one of my favorite bands,
Jane?
and
Okay.
and the song is Ocean Size off of their Nothing Shocking album. Now, I was listening to Jane's Addiction early. I had a brother who was in college at the time and came in town and was like, dude, you have to listen to this. So it was like the same time as Guns N' Roses was breaking, I was listening to Guns N' Roses and Jane's Addiction. And it was just, it was just hard rock, man. I loved it. It was just great. And that song Ocean Size is killer. So that's my pick.
It's the first song that I don't know from the whole list, so I'm gonna listen to it right after this interview.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure when you
all
hear
the
it,
other songs I know.
yeah, I'm sure when you hear it, you'll know it. But you're gonna love that album. So Nothing Shocking is the album, and the song is Ocean Size.
Okay.
I mean, this is it. Yeah, we don't show any more songs.
That's it.
No, we
Last
have
round.
one left. I think the last round for everybody. So I'm gonna end with the great Def Leppard, and the song is Hysteria. I think that there's nothing much left to say about like the band or the song. It's just a masterpiece, and that's all. Def Leppard, Hysteria.
It's a freaking masterpiece. You don't get it.
The whole album, man.
Yeah, that's my favorite song from the band.
Yeah, mine too.
So I'm gonna go with Motley Crue. Motley Crue with just give me a second. I'm gonna go see Dr. Feelgood, because this shit just I don't know if someone already said Dr. Feelgood, but this shit just got me crazy, because like I heard the fucking riff, at the start, it's like dun, dun, dun,
That
dun,
bass
dun,
line, yeah.
dun, 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 dun. It's just, come on.
The thing is that we all love Motley Crue so much that I remember before Gun, but it was 2012 that we started to play songs full step down, as it's like every song from Molly Crew.
Yeah.
So our guitar tunings are actually like full step down. So Molly
That's
Crew is
nice.
the main reason, and we have. Well,
Yeah.
there was times when we thought we have maybe go back to like half step down or something like that, but it
And
just never
actually, I'm
like.
so happy that I have to tune my bass one step down, compared to I have to do a gig next day with a full step up again, like a standard, you know. Like, I'm so fucking happy about it.
But I'm watching your list, Gun, and I see that your first choice was like Van Halen Jump. So it would have been like that all three of
Actually,
us had like Van
sorry
Halen.
about it. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. But, actually, Jump. Yeah, Jump is a cool choice. But I just choose, in that case, I choose Motley Crue. I don't know why.
Nice choice.
Yeah,
It's a
like,
great song.
nice choice.
And you're a bassist. That bass line is so filthy, man. It's great. It's so heavy.
I just,
Yeah.
I think,
The groove, the
we,
groove.
in Criminal Masterminds, we have a similar type of like dun 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 dun. Some like it just fucking bounces, you know, like it just bounces. Whoa, oh, something like it bounces.
Yeah.
It just bounces.
Yeah.
And it's just something similar, and I like it more than Jump. Jump is fucking awesome. Jump is a classic, but
Yeah.
Molly Crew, fucking the song is, it's just like, come on guys, like you can't compare. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
I mean, but
crazy.
the cool thing is
I
cool
don't
thing
know.
is that we all have like
think-
Molly on our lists.
Yeah,
Like,
it's great.
We all three love Molly Crew, so that's cool.
There you go.
I think I actually love these guys because I watched the movie for fucking 5 times. Like went out when there was no one outside, and then just go drink somewhere because I just cherish the drinking of Nikki or
I mean, Molly is one of the Moon
it's
and Molly
like,
is one of those bands. When you listen to it,
hate those guys.
we just
fucking
we
hate
just
those
talked
guys because they just I love them because I hate them, and I hate them because I love them, you know.
yeah, Molly
Yeah.
is one of those bands. When you listen to them, you just want to like
We
pour
were
a
talking
bottle of
about-
Jack in your glass. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's just
It's
like,
one of those
when you-
bands.
when
It's
you
just
watch the movie,
it gets
it's
you
like,
that feeling, you know.
hey, honey, we're gonna watch the movie of Motley Crue. Okay, yeah. 5 minutes later, I think I'm gonna go down the stairs. I gotta grab the bottle of Jack and stuff. And, you know, fucking insane because the movie
Okay.
is like so. We just want to
But
play,
okay, so
drink, and we keep going. You know, like we
yeah.
fucking hate it, but we love it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's it brings out the best in you, right? It makes you wanna feel everything they were feeling at the moment. Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah.
That song came out when I was in junior high, and I didn't have MTV at that time, and one of my friends from school did. So we used to go to his house before school. We'd walk to school, and we'd go to his house because they'd show like the top 10 countdown, whatever MTV had at the time. And the album was not out yet, and we'd go there to see the new video. And then right after school, we'd all go back because at 3:30, the same countdown was back. We'd all go back and watch the video again, and it was great. It brings back good memories.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, so I think
I'm
it's
gonna wrap it up. Last one. I'm gonna do a little Rebel Yell with Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
We played
that
that
being
as well.
said, we played live. The Bloody Heels plays it live for the last 2 hours. The Rebel
wow,
Yell
do you really?
song. Yeah, we
great.
do.
I'll have. Is that on YouTube somewhere?
Maybe it's on YouTube. I don't know. Yeah, probably there is. I think from the Finland show there is some footage of us doing the Rebel Yell without Gun though. But
Unfortunately,
yeah, there are some footage. Unfortunately, yeah. But
Awesome.
yeah, I love Billy Idol.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
add an extra though. I'm gonna add a Bloody Heel song. So we're gonna do your first single off the new album, Ignite the Sky. We're gonna do the single Criminal Mastermind. So you guys are gonna be on the list too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great choice.
And
Cool. That's cool.
speaking of please plug your stuff. Where can everybody check out Bloody Heels?
Yeah, do that. Show it
Where-
to your friends, to
Where,
your
where can,
mom,
where
to
can they
your
find you
grandmother.
guys? Where can they find
They
you
can
guys? on
find
social
us
media?
everywhere, Instagram, Bloody Heels Band, same for Facebook, same for Twitter, same for YouTube. So yeah, Bloody Heels, and just check us out and pre-order the album. You can already, pre-order the album, save it on your Spotify, Deezer, or whatever platform you're using. And yeah, just thanks for all the support. And yeah, Criminal Masterminds already out, and Ignite the Sky is coming out July 10th via Frontiers Music.
Yes.
Awesome. And I'm going to be sharing, as a tease for this podcast, I'll be sharing the Criminal Masterminds on my social media feed. So hopefully it gets you guys more than those 120,000 views.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And Vicky, Gunn, thank you guys so much for coming on the Burn Music Show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And congratulations on all the good news, all the success that's happening. I wish you guys much more.
Thank you.
Cool.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Stay safe and
Thanks.
healthy. And hopefully this thing gets by us pretty soon where we can see you guys on tour.
Yeah. You
we'll
two stay
in
safe,
America.
and
hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully we'll see you in America.
That's it.
yeah. Hopefully we'll meet in Chicago, right?
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
So yeah, just stay safe, and thanks for the interview, and thanks for everybody that was listening to this. And yeah, so cheers,
Awesome.
guys.
Cheers. Later, dudes. Thanks. Go drink some
Thanks.
Jack and listen to Motley.
Yeah.
Okay. See ya.
All right. Peace.
See ya.
Bye. And that's a wrap on episode 8 of the Burn Music Show. Man, what a fun interview that was, and I had such a great time making that playlist. Time only allows for so many songs and artists. We left dozens of artists off that list. So please, if you want to add to this playlist, just comment on our social media links and we'll listen to your responses and we'll add them so you can share your playlist with your friends, okay? In the meantime, if you're digging this podcast, please subscribe to our show, Burn Music Show, and like us and follow us on social media, Burn Music Show, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in, and keep on rocking.